All right, everybody, welcome to a very special edition of the GW Basketball Insider Show. David Korn and Leo Omurku here, joined by very special guest, the newest member of the GW men's basketball team, Tre Dinkins. Tre, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on the commitment. What are you first words to the new to your new fan base for the GW fans?
Man, this is home. This is obviously last ride last year, so I mean, I'm gonna do it for y'all. I'm gonna go all out, and we just gonna have fun.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, why don't we start off with kind of what was GW pitched to you about where you fit into the program and kind of, what this next year for you is going to look like?
Most definitely. So I mean, Coach Caputo, he obviously they have a history with me. They was recruiting me actually last year when I was in the portal, but so they're familiar. They're familiar with me and my game, things like that. They obviously scouted me. We obviously played them. So I mean, it was more so like building that connection with the rest of the coaching staff and things like that. The style of play said fits my game, and I think it fits my game well. I seen some film, some games from last year. But I mean, the guard play, I mean, the big, the front court and back court, and the depth that they have, definitely got a great core coming back, and I feel like we can do some big things and, win this whole thing. So I'm excited. We're all excited, the family, coaches, everybody. So we just be happy to be here, and we're ready to get it on the road.
Yeah, so you talked about that sort of familiarity with Coach Caputo and sort of the coaching staff and all of that. You also were in the Atlantic 10 last year with Duquesne, and you played against GW. So what was it sort of like, committing to a team and being involved with a team that you had sort of seen as an opponent?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I didn't do anything like this before, so it's definitely new to it. But at the end of the day, I'm excited. Like I said, they got a good core coming back. It's definitely fun playing against them. I like like I said, their style of play, their tempo, and things like that. Good atmosphere and environment. So, especially being in the city is real nice. So, I feel like me being there and fitting that system, like it'll be great for us. So.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, obviously you played GW earlier this year. You played actually at GW. At what, 12 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, in a Duquesne win, actually.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe there's some GW fans who saw you play in that game, but kind of what would you say if you were telling GW fans kind of what your game was about? Just can you explain your game to some people who might be unfamiliar?
I would say my game is a little like finesse type. I feel like I play with a big chip on my shoulder. I bring that swag to the game. Just try to play hard both sides of the ball on both ends. I'm coachable. I'm a great team player. I feel like everything's team first. I'm very selfless when it comes to things like that. But I know I just put the work in and try to show everybody, my talent, my skill set, and things like that. So I just want people to say that he's a dog by the end of the day. So.
I love it. So Tre, I know there's been a lot of the past few years. There's been a lot of changes and uncertainty with like eligibility and all that stuff. How excited were you to find out that you'd have another year of eligibility? And how do you want to make the most of this last year in college?
Yeah, I definitely. So I want to maximize this whole year. So if I have the opportunity to, I was blessed with an extra year, so I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take full advantage of it. But it's crazy. We actually found out. I think I heard about it in December or something like that. So when the season started, it was about a month in or something like that. And, I think they cleared it the day we played St. Bonaventure in the tournament, in the A10 tournament. And they cleared it. So, I mean, it was crazy. I was surprised and I was shocked. Everybody showed me the news and was like, basically questioning, like, what you going to do? You're going to take the year. And I'm like, of course. I talked to my family about it. And we had some good conversations, talking to my coaches and things like that. So, like I said, I was surprised, but I mean, I'm gonna take advantage of the opportunity that's given. So it was pretty easy decision for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can imagine that was pretty exciting when you're learning that. You're like, oh damn, all right, I guess I got another year to play college basketball.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious because you're now going to be one of 3 guys named Tre on the team. Is this something that's crossed your mind? Have you kind of talked with the other Tres about this?
No, we haven't had any conversations yet, but it's definitely like a rare occasion. I've never been on a team where it's more than where I was always the only Tre. So I mean,
Right.
it's definitely different for me, but we'll figure it out for the most part. But it's
Yeah,
gonna
you're
be
gonna have
fun.
to come up with some nicknames or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty good. They're three Trey, like Trey is for three, like all of that. Like I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of room for a nickname for you guys.
Exactly. So we'll see.
Something I think that's been pretty clear throughout your career is that you sort of play with the chip on your shoulder. You know, under recruited out of high school, started in JUCO, worked through Canisius. Can you sort of talk about like what that means to you and sort of, you know, how you let that like influence your play style?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I was always overlooked. I'm obviously not the biggest, not the strongest, fastest, but I kind of always had that attitude where I'm gonna just put the most work in. So I feel like especially from high school, transitioning to college, going straight to JUCO, was definitely a big chip on my shoulder. I feel like I had everything to prove. At the end of the day, I tried, did the best I can to do that. So definitely grateful for this journey. Like I said, I tell people if I could do it all over again, I would. So that JUCO route definitely humbled me and showed me a different side to the basketball world. But I'm just happy to be at the Division I level. I mean, basically, I can say I'm living the dream. So I'm pretty much happy about my journey throughout this whole thing. So I mean, it was definitely fun. It was definitely a grind for sure. Like it was definitely that grind. But I'm just happy with the results.
Just sort of follow up with that. You talked about like definitely being a grind. You know, I feel like the JUCO world is something a lot of people, like D1 college basketball fans, like maybe don't realize like how much of a grind it is and how much of like a passion project it sort of is. Can you just sort of talk about like maybe some of the crazy travel stories you've had, or like some of the gyms you've played in there? Just sort of compare where you started there and where you're at now.
Yeah. Yes, I mean it was a closed-in environment. Everything was small. Our travel we drove. I think we drove everywhere, but it's crazy. We were a great team though. Like I think our whole starting five won Division I. Because we were some of I think we were ranked top 10 in the country or something like that. But I think we played 2 years there, so I think we were like 49-4 out of those 2 years. So I mean, it was some fun for sure, but it was a grind every day. It's like JUCO's like every man for itself. So everybody's trying to have their own path to success. But I'm pretty happy with the results for sure. But everybody's doing their thing right now. So that's definitely a team to remember for sure in my book.
Yeah. Do you stay in contact with a lot of the guys on that Harcum team?
Yeah, we in a group chats and things like that. We talk from
Cool.
here there, but
Yeah. So I'm actually also, I know you're from the Philly area. You're from Chester, right?
yeah.
So I'm also from Philadelphia. I'm near King of Prussia. So I want to talk to you about your time at Cardinal O'Hara and sort of playing in the Philadelphia Catholic League. Can you talk about your experience playing there and how it sort of prepared you to play at a higher level? Because there's some seriously like elite basketball players and teams in that league.
Yeah, I mean that too was a grind. We weren't they didn't have us as a good team coming in to the playing in league play, but it was definitely woke me up for sure playing in that. Plus I didn't play until like my junior year. I didn't really have it was staying from junior to senior year. So that alone, it was just it was a tough grind, but at the end of the day we all fought through it. It was kind of different going from Delaware to going to the Philly area. So I mean, it was a good bump. But I came out there, I did my thing, and that really woke me up because going to JUCO out of there was definitely a transition, but it definitely prepared me for that college level for sure.
Trey, I just want you to know Liam was so psyched that there would be a Philly guy on the CW team. So that was like his first reaction when we saw the news. So he's very excited to ask that question and very excited to have you aboard.
For sure.
So
you go.
Okay, well, what I was going to say is I had a period, my senior year of high school, which I think was your senior year, where I would go around to watch a bunch of different Philadelphia area high school games. And I actually went to see you guys, Cardinal O'Hara, play against Bonner, I believe when it was at Cardinal O'Hara, which I think that game ended up going to overtime or something. I don't know. It was a really exciting game. I still have my notes from it downstairs because, So,
that was fun. Man.
I love it. So, obviously, again, you've done this sort of thing a few times now. You've last ride here. I was just wondering, what were some of the other schools, if you'd like to share, that you were considering this time around? If you had like a final list, anything like that.
Final list. I don't know. I had good talks with Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech hit me up, USC, UCF. Michigan State. It was a lot of schools. It was a good handful of schools. At the end of the day, I chose GW because the support system is great. Coach Caputo and our staff, they welcomed me with open arms. It basically says there's going to be opportunity. I'm going to have to work for everything, but I feel like the connection within the staff and their players and things like that. I feel like it would have been a great fit for me. So I mean, it's hard to turn down great opportunity, things like that. So I mean, that was just my whole mindset of going into it. So I definitely had fun though, for sure.
Yeah, so you obviously mentioned some pretty prestigious basketball programs in that list. I mean, can you just talk about why sort of this why a place like GW, where it's you would maybe have a bit more clarity with your role, you had a better relationship, why you feel like that stuck out to you as a place you wanted to be instead of these places with maybe a bit more prestige?
I was, like I said, just the connection I had with Coach Caputo from the rip. They obviously familiar with me already. They see myself in their office and things like that. Just for me to be a dog and to do everything I can to help the team win. But at the end of the day, I went with my gut, and my gut just told me I feel like this is the right place. Like the city, when my visit, I like the city. I like everything. They were telling me about the school, the campus, and things like that. And, plus, it feel good. I mean, it's a little closer to home anyway, so I feel like that played a factor too. But I felt confident with my decision, so I felt like everything that went on was great. So that just led me to my decision.
Yep, for sure. Well, I know there's a lot of GW fans that are really happy to have you. So you kind of talked a little earlier about how you describe your game as finesse and that sort of thing. Is there something that you're looking at this offseason in terms of kind of taking your game to the next level? Something specific you're kind of hoping to improve in your game this offseason?
Definitely, I would say my defense first of all. I mean, that's just everything, just bringing more effort to the table every day. Offensively, I want to work on different reads, different game-like situations. Say, for example, coming off a ball screen, the different reads that I can find and things like that. Also, just pushing the pace and keeping my conditioning up because that's very important, especially if you're playing a heavy loaded minutes. Your conditioning is very important. I want to play up and down at a great pace for a pretty good time. So that's definitely a factor. But that's really it for the most part. Offensively, defensively, just the different reads and skills and how to facilitate more play on and off the ball. So at a high level. So that's really just the main thing so far.
I know you talked about how exciting this returning core for GW is. They're going to be playing with. How excited are you to play with Rafael Castro? I know you played against him. I know he had a game against you guys. How are you? What's it on the court? Just talking about on the court. What are you most excited to sort of get to do with him?
I feel like it's going to be a great 1-2 punch. Obviously, another big that I could throw lobs to and things like that. I mean, it's exciting to play against. It's going to be more exciting to play with. So he definitely killed us for sure. He had a great game. I think he probably had obviously a double-double. He probably had 27 and 15. But
yeah, I think that's pretty much a lot.
Yeah. I mean, he brought the energy. He was obviously a key factor on the scale. So we tried to dial in with him. But at the end of the day, just the effort he brought. I feel like he's a dog on both sides of the court. So I mean, it's going to be exciting, and we'll see. So.
Yep, for sure. So let's talk a little bit about kind of what do you like to do outside of basketball. I heard that you're kind of I read a story about you and your karaoke singing in the Pittsburgh newspaper.
Yeah, so Joyce kind of cooked you. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So I mean, first of all, what's your go-to karaoke song? And second of all, is there anything you like to do other than karaoke outside of basketball?
I actually don't know where they got the karaoke from because I never. We did it one time at our coach's house, but my favorite song would probably be "Freestyle" by Lil Baby. So that's one of them for sure. But things I like to do outside of basketball, I just like to chill with the guys, chill with my teammates, chill with family as much as I can. Play the game a little bit, but for the most part, I eat, sleep, and drink basketball. So that's all I do. I just try to stay in the gym as much as I can, keep my body right. And just when I got downtime, I just chill. Like I said, play the game, watch movies, things like that. But I'm pretty laid back though.
You have a favorite NBA team?
The Thunder. Actually, we're gonna get this ring this year. The Thunder.
You're not a Sixers fan? What?
Nah, I wasn't.
I mean, I can't blame you. I can't blame you this year, but come on, man, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I used to like them. I've been to some games, but I mean, that died down for a minute. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
As a Thunder fan, what do you say to the people who think that SGA is sort of just a foul merchant and that he just lives at the free throw line? What do you say to that?
I mean, going to that foul line, I mean, that's a skill. So, like, I mean, the way you could say he fouled versus all he wants, but, like, if you really watch the film and do deep dive, and, like, those are obviously fouls. Like, you got to be disciplined on defense, but, like, that's just the pro skill set that he has. So, like, I mean, he gets to the line, he averages, like 33 a game. So, I mean, obviously he getting points somewhere. I mean, the defense is doing something or they're not doing anything. So.
Yeah. I love it.
So
I love it.
I gotta ask, are you a fan of any other sports, or are you? I'm mainly asking, are you an Eagles fan?
I do like the Eagles. Yeah, I like the Eagles.
There we go.
They're like my top teams. One of my top teams.
Good.
Well, I love it, Trey. I know you're a busy guy. I know you're finishing up your classes right now, and obviously there's no real offseason in college basketball anymore. So thank you so much for giving us a few minutes here. We really appreciate it, and I know us and the rest of the GW community are really excited to see you on the court next year.
Yeah, well, I appreciate y'all for having me, man. We're gonna have a fun season ahead. Fun season.
I love it. Thank you, Trey. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Have a good one.